Okay, should we make a start then? Okay. Item 1, apologies for absence. We've had apologies from Councillor Jabbar. Is there anybody else? No? I understand Councillor Attar is on his way, but he's stuck in traffic at the moment. Okay, item 2 is urgent business, so I haven't been notified of any items of urgent business. Item 3, declarations of interest. Does any member have an interest to declare in any matter on the agenda? No? Okay. Item 4, public question times. We've received no public questions. Item 5, minutes of the Cabinet meeting held on the 27th February 2023. Does Cabinet agree the minutes of the Cabinet meeting held on 27th February 2023? Thank you. Item 6, Revenue Monitor and Capital Investment Programme 2022 to 23, Quarter 3 to December 22. In Councillor Jabbar's absence, I will move the report. Does any member wish to speak? No? Does Cabinet agree the recommendations are set out in the report? Thank you. Item 7, Low Taxation and Benefits Discretionary Policies 23-24. In Councillor Jabbar's absence, I will move the report. There's going to be a theme of this afternoon. Does any member wish to speak? No? Okay. Does Cabinet agree the recommendations as set out in the report? Thank you. Item 8, Section 75 and Integration Agreement Arrangements. I've been notified that this report has been withdrawn from the agenda. Okay. Item 9, Enhancement of Community Sports Pitches, which is a joint report of myself, Councillor Jabbar and Councillor Taylor. So, this follows news last week where the council announced that we're able to facilitate the coming together of Oldham Rugby and Oldham Football clubs in Oldham. Both Oldham Athletic and the Ruffians have a really strong history and a vast support throughout the town of Oldham. By investing in a new pitch at Boundary Park, the council is helping both clubs fulfil a shared ambition of playing their home games at Boundary Park from the 2024 season. Obviously, we'll all know for quite some time it's been a moot point when the Ruffians moved down to Hollingwood from its traditional home in East Oldham. This will allow us to bring the Ruffians back to the closer centre of Oldham and back to a lot of their support. Now, I was down at Boundary Park last week with Harry as the Chief Executive and with Councillor Jabbar, where we met Frank Rothwell and Darren Royal from Oldham Athletic and also Chris Hamilton from Ruffians. I think it's fair to say that everybody was really excited about what it means for both clubs and also about how it can start to unlock greater community investment into Boundary Park and wider. Frank, the Rothwell family and Darren Royal have huge ambitions and huge plans for the future of the club, and we hope that this can kickstart some of those plans and create jobs and opportunities for Oldhamers in the process. This administration is firmly committed to building a better Oldham, and this investment is another demonstration of this. I think that it's been received really positively within the town, understandably so, and I was really pleased last week to be able to announce it. And I think, securing the future of Oldham Rugby is absolutely huge, but also allowing and hopefully unlocking some of that ambition for Boundary Park that the Rothwells have is really a significant step forward in that. Councillor Taylor, is there anything you'd like to add?
I think you've covered the most of it. I guess the part that I would add is that I've had numerous conversations and I think this has been an ambition for a long time of the club, and I think from a grassroots perspective this has landed extremely well, and I think in terms of our ambition for the town and our pride for the town, I think this is a really positive news story, and I look forward to going to see games at the new stadium.
Thank you. Does any other member wish to speak? No? Does Cabinet agree the recommendations are set out in the report? Thank you. Item 10, approval of grant funding agreement with Greater Manchester Combined Authority. So this report seeks approval to enter into an agreement with the GMCA to enable the continued delivery and expansion of 3 services dedicated to supporting residents at risk of homelessness or homeless Oldhamers over the next 2 years. The 3 services are a bed for every night, a community accommodation support tier 3 and the Rough Sleepers initiative. And for the continued delivery of these services, we need to enter into a grant agreement with GMCA. All 3 services, particularly a bed every night and the RSI, are embedded in Oldham and are vital to support the ongoing delivery of the GMCA's homelessness prevention and reduction strategy. Does any member wish to speak? No? Okay. Cabinet will consider and agree this item at 18. Item 11, UK SPF grant acceptance, which is a joint report of myself and Councillor Jabbar. So the report seeks approval to accept almost £2.3 million in the UK Shared Prosperity Fund grant for 3 specific schemes in Oldham, as agreed for funding by the Department for Levelling Up Housing and Communities. Of that, £1.2 million is for Accessible Oldham, to continue making Oldham Town Centre more accessible, primarily around the Eastern Gateway and the new park, staff to maintain and improve the public realm infrastructure. £500,000 is to increase the uptake of active travel, a modal shift away from cars and increase access to northern routes. And a further £500,000 to support local arts, culture and heritage events, and this will include the co-design community-led events and satellite sessions for Oldham Theatre Workshop. This element will specifically seek to boost Oldham's cultural and nighttime offer to aid us in creating an Oldham Town Centre fit for the future, and one where people want to live, work and socialise. Does any member wish to speak? No? Cabinet will consider this report at item 19. Item 12, Levelling Up Fund Grant Acceptance. This is myself and Councillor Jabbar's report. So this is another grant acceptance report, I think highlighting, particularly off the back of full council last week. It's good to reinforce this, how successful our team are in attracting external investment into Oldham, despite what some people claim. So this time, Cabinet is being asked to improve and accept £20 million for the Levelling Up Fund, round 2, following confirmation of the award from the Department for Levelling Up Housing and Communities. Just to remind everybody, we were only one of 3 authorities in Greater Manchester to be successful in the Levelling Up Fund round 2. So our successful bid was for green technology and our innovation network. 3 projects that will fund are Jubilee Park and the Greenway Corridor. This will create a sustainable network through the town centre and our new park to create a modal shift towards active travel. Secondly, the Northern Routes Learning Centre, to create an education suite at Northern Routes to strengthen environmental skills with vocational courses. And thirdly, the Green Shoots Business Centre at Rhodes Bank, which is a new business incubation centre specifically for environmental technology startups. Oldham wants to be the greenest borough in Greater Manchester, and these projects will help us in that journey. Does any member wish to speak? Councillor Roberts.
Yeah, I'd just like to echo the remarks that you made at the beginning. I mean, it's clear from many items on this agenda just how successful we've been at attracting external funding, particularly funding for projects around the levelling up agenda. And I think this is a testament to the fact that we've had some very clear plans for the borough, that we know what we want to do. We've had projects that we wanted to find funding for, which this has enabled us to do. And I think this is indeed a testament to the officers who've done the work, but also actually to the political vision that we have had in terms of the way forward for the borough.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Any other member wish to speak? No? Okay, well, thank you for that. Obviously, I wholly agree, Councillor Roberts. Irrespective of what colour the government of the day is, it's always pleasing to have the external validation into our plans within Oldham, and for us to be recognised that we have the ambition and the ability to deliver, and that the national government are willing to fund that. This is for today, and that's notwithstanding the money that we were identified for in last week's budget, as well as a new levelling up area. So really positive, and as I said last week, you know, over £137 million of external investment we've attracted into Oldham over the last 5 years. And that can't be said of every local authority, so we must be doing something right, and it's pleasing for others to see that as well. So Cabinet will consider this item at item 20. Item 13, acceptance of funding allocations for 22 to 23 for Oldham Lifelong Learning Service. Councillor Ali.
Yeah, thank you. So the report details the funding allocation for the lifelong learning service from Greater Manchester Combined Authority for the academic year 2022/2023. The recommendations to Cabinet to accept the funding for the academic year 2022/2023. Lifelong learning service engages adults and provides skills and learning that they need to equip them for work and other learning activities. The service delivers a range of employability learning programs across all our districts in Oldham. I have visited our centres and met a number of learners and heard the testimonies in terms of the services, targeted work they do to deliver self-reliance, confidence, independence and progression to further learning, training and employment for individuals. So this is a recommendation to Cabinet to accept the funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Does any other member wish to speak? No? Does Cabinet agree the recommendations are set out in the report? Thank you. Item 14, Oldham Community Leisure Contract. Councillor Taylor.
Thank you. So, yes, this report is seeking permission to extend the term of the leisure management contract between Oldham Council and Oldham Community Leisure, which is our current provider. The current contract is due to expire on the 31st of March, and this paper proposes a contract extension for another 5 years. The Council works in close partnership with OCL to ensure that service delivery is good and outcomes are met, because we do take sport and leisure and tackling health inequalities seriously. I have to say that I think this contract is excellent value for money. It's certainly the best value for money contract in GM, and we have added some positive social value additions to the revised contract that will benefit our veterans, our care leavers and our foster carers. And on that basis, I would ask Cabinet to ratify the contract extension.
Thank you, Councillor Taylor. Does any other member wish to speak? No? Okay, Cabinet will consider this item at item 21. Item 15, Oldham Community Leisure Utility Benchmarking. Councillor Taylor.
Yeah, thank you. So this report is in relation to the inbuilt energy benchmarking costs, which are contained within the leisure management contract. Obviously, given the extraordinary fluctuations within the utility market at present, Oldham Community Leisure has enacted their contractual right to invoke this clause in order to remain financially viable. The benchmarking exercise is designed to cover the cost of any significant rises that OCL will have to incur, and the financial implications are detailed in Part B of the report. I guess what I would say is that leisure providers are being adversely and disproportionately affected because of the exorbitant costs of having to heat their swimming pools. And leisure centres do have high energy demands. So in order to sustain public and leisure facilities in the borough, there is a requirement for this cost benching procedure to take place. Thanks.
Thank you. Does any other member wish to speak? No? Okay, Cabinet will consider this item at item 22. Item 16, Green Square Accord to Allied Health Services Limited. Councillor Brownridge.
Thank you, Chair. So this is a request to transfer the contract from Green Square to Allied Health Services. So Green Square provide for about 50 service users currently. They sold their care home business to Allied Healthcare in 2023. Now, there was some need to do due diligence, so that couldn't be approved at the time. That has now been required. Oh, sorry, so it has been acquired. That information has been acquired. CQC have done their due diligence and they are happy to agree the transfer of registration of services to Allied Health Services, and that's what we are asking. And we can confirm that Allied Health Services will be subject to established quality monitoring oversight and a particular focus because they're a new provider to Oldham. So we're asking for that contract to be transferred. And then there's more to be discussed in the closed part of the agenda.
Thank you very much, Councillor Brownridge. Does any other member wish to speak? No? Okay, Cabinet will consider this item at item 23. Item 17, exclusion of the press and public.
Nope.